Hi my friends, this flow is going to be dedicated to rejuvenating, stretching, strengthening our body after being knocked sideways from the vaccine. Depending on how long ago you got vaccinated and how much longer your arm needs resting time, this flow benefits more for those bodies completely recovered but isn't out of flowing recovery limits. This class will be seemingly back to basics and only 10 minutes in length. Nothing strenuous and no pose held for too long or too complicated. So whenever you're ready, grab your mat, maybe some water, and let's begin. So we're starting out in Hero's Pose. Knees are together, toes are either tucked or flat. Hands are on your knees, either facing up or down. We're sitting here in stillness. You can either have your eyes closed for internal awareness, or keep them open and embrace your environment. From here, knees apart, coming down to child's pose, unless you prefer to keep your knees together. If your arms are bothered, either have them engaged or relax at the elbows or by your sides, just depending on how your needled arm feels. Shifting yourself forward into puppy pose. I personally like to grip onto my mat for extra security so don't slide forward. If your needled arm does not appreciate this and is bothered by the pose, sink back to child's pose. You can also lift up your chin and balance on your chin, unless you prefer to keep your forehead down. Shifting away back to child's pose. Sliding away back into puppy pose, regripping the mat if you like. If your needled arm can't stand this pose, then just sink back into child's pose. Shifting away forward this time into Sphinx Pose. Elbows directly under shoulders. Hands can be like paws, face down, or they can face in towards each other. So although we're laying very still, we're actually also very active right now. This is active in the arms, active in the back. Maybe your glutes and legs are engaged. Shifting away back however you see fit, back into puppy pose. And shifting away back again into child's pose. Rising up onto all fours, you're coming into some cat-cows. Inhale for cat, exhale for cow. Inhaling, pushing the ground away, exhaling, coming into cow. So now we're shifting our left leg forward into a low lizard lunge. Now we're going to be shifting back and forth into half splits and low lunge. Low lizard lunge for stretching out our hip flexor, especially on the right side. half split for the sake of stretching out our hamstring and calf muscle. You can also lift up your toes as well for an additional calf stretch, bringing your forehead as close to your shin as you can. Rising your arms up above your head but keeping low with the legs. Rising up on your right knee, and we're holding for 5 seconds, and then we're shifting forward into mountain pose with prayer hands. If your needled arm doesn't appreciate prayer hands, just hold your arms by your side. Now we'll bring your arms up to the sky, and we're coming to forward folds. Rising back up again, reaching for the sky, back down. We're not touching the ground with our hands, we're just briefly sweeping, and then coming back up to standing, to the mountain pose, reaching for the sky, and back to a forward fold. Upon coming down to the forward fold, we're giving our hamstrings and calves the extra amount of stretch. This time we're stepping back with our right knee to a low lizard lunge, just briefly, and then stepping all the way back into child's pose. We're rising back up, kicking our right leg forward this time into low lizard lunge, stretching out our left hip flexor this time, while also our right side hamstring and calf. So coming back to stretch out the hamstring and calf, coming forward to stretch out our hip flexor, the muscle anyway, and really lifting up our toes for the additional stretch. Rising your arms back up over your head, rising up on your left knee, and stepping forward to mountain pose prayer hands. But again, if your arms are bothered by prayer hands, just hold your arms by your side. And feel free to keep your eyes closed for internal awareness, or open and embracing your environment. From here, simultaneously reaching up to the sky, coming down into chair, forward folds. Chair as your arms reach for the sky, forward folds. You can pick up the pace if you want a bit of a cardio kick, otherwise if you want to just remain neutral, slow down this pace. From here, holding chair for 10 seconds. From here now, making our way down to the mat into our final resting posture, Shavasana, corpse pose. Adjusting as frequently as you need to, laying completely still. Now we give our body the opportunity to take everything in, breathing in deeply and exhaling just as deep. If you're outside and on a patch of grass like me, you can shift your hands outside of your mat and physically connect back to earth. Keeping your feet hip width apart. You might have noticed that when you did the chair's sun salutations, your heart rate might have picked up a bit. Laying now in Shavasana, we're giving our heart the opportunity to slow down in pace, back to a nice, peaceful sinus rhythm. Breathing in deeply, feeling our stomach and chest rise, our whole body relaxing, sinking into the earth. Nice, slow, deep, comforting breaths. Now rolling onto your side, or however you see fit, into sitting up into your easy resting seated cross-legged pose. So you can either have your hands facing upwards in Adho Mudra, or you can have zombie hands like me. We're just sitting here for an extra few seconds. And once you're ready to wrap up this flow, step away from your mat. Going to bring our hands together in prayer and bow down to ourselves, thanking ourselves for this time on the mat, for resetting, for rejuvenating. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.